Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Kalimoto TV. Welcome back to the channel. We are here at BMW, A&S BMW here in Sacramento, and the S1000 is already in the shop. It's already on the lift. But don't worry, we are doing the first 600-mile service. We actually have about 450 miles, so they were kind enough to not balk too much at the 650 miles, but we did do a couple extra things. We did do the oil change. We are running Motul 300V in it, and we did swap the tires. I'll talk about that here in a second. But Drew, if I can answer some real quick questions, let's get in here real quick.
Yo.
So Drew's working on the bike. So I asked him a ton of questions, and the answer was, there is no answer.
Not yet.
Not yet. So the bikes have come so slow but so quick that basically training has been slow.
Yes.
So
the bikes beat the training.
Bikes beat the training. Now, he said 1250s came in. It took him a couple weeks to get the training. He is getting some training, but the basic stuff is the service and the setup, the basic service, it's all the same as what it was.
Yeah.
Now, this will be out in a couple days. Some of the people are asking already about a recall. So what is the official recall on the 2020 BMW S1000RR?
I haven't heard of one yet.
There isn't a recall, so don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Not from BMW North America.
So North America has not issued any recalls or stop sales, which people are saying that all dealerships are stop saled in the US. Not the case. In fact, no dealership should have one to sell, so there shouldn't be a stop sale. So I'm gonna let him finish up the bike, give you a quick tour of the bike. Thank you, Drew. So we talk about the tires. We switch the tires. I've gone, now a lot of people ask me about why do I run the Michelin Power RS tires and why am I taking off the Race Tech. The reason is a couple reasons. I have been running these tires for 2 years. I've worked very close with Michelin on tire pressures and knowing exactly how these tires react on and off the track. I love these tires, so these tires are for me. We've had a lot of comments about tire pressures and the TPSs because I've had problems with that. We have found out today the TPS target is not adjustable. We cannot adjust the target TPS pressures, so we are stuck with that. For you guys to see, I have opted to go to a 190 tire. We're going to get a little bit better turning on the 190 tire than the fatter 200 tire. The 200 tire is really not needed for this bike, especially with the carbon wheels. And then of course, up into the front, we've just switched, of course, the front into the Michelin Power RS's, same stock size. One of the nice things that is with these compared to the Race Techs is these are a little bit less aggressive than the Race Tech tires. The Race Tech tires tend to take a little bit more heat in order, or a little bit more aggressive riding in order to get more heat. Now, one of the things that I did ask Drew about, and it does play into effect, is carbon, of course, doesn't heat up like the forged or the aluminum wheels. So these do not retain heat as much as the older versions because of course the wheels don't stay heated, which makes total sense. But typically I would run this on a street at 30, 28 for the rear. And that's why I started the pressures on the Race Tech, but of course I've had to bump them up. But we're at 30, 28, and typically on the street we will get 2 PSI, so when hot we'll be at 32, and we should get 2 to 3 PSI, which should bump this up to 30, 31 in the rear. That's why originally I started with the Race Techs, but of course I couldn't get those pressures up when they were hot. Basically, the Race Tech tires never changed by 1 PSI. Now, when I go to the track, I drop these down to 28 PSI in the front and 25 PSI in the rear. They heat up to almost 30 on the track. So we're just finishing up the service on the S1000, or Drew is, but we are, I'll leave him. Thank you, Drew, thank you. So it's great that they let me come back here and do my little film. But A&S Motorcycles, of course, as you guys have seen in the channel before, They let us come out and do the test rides and stuff like that. Nice 2015 here. They've got a Ducati 848 V4S there. But we are also going to be heading tonight with the ANS over to a bike night, which should be fun. So I'm going to add that into this video, but we're going to walk through the showroom real quick and let's see if you can spot what bike I am thinking about purchasing if I can get rid of that 2015. So this is what's great about the ANS showroom. That's a rad bike. Rad bike. Of course, S1000R. And as I hear, there might be already some pictures of the XR, the new XR. 2021, that will be the release. It will be mid to end of next year for the XR. I'm assuming the R is right behind it, but let's flip this back around. We've got 1250 GS Adventure, awesome bike, Triumph Black. That was a fun bike. I really enjoyed that bike. And then of course we've got the 54 Scrambler series, which is a great bike also. And oh, I will tell you, one of my favorite bikes right there, the 1200. This is the XCA. I rode the XRT, I believe, and it was an amazing bike. It was so super fun. Bogna was just on the Monsters just the other day, and of course she's been on the Scrambler, but they are just packed up there. And back in the back there you can see just a little head. That's Randy. So we're going to be heading out to bike night tonight. He's got a V4R already piled into the van. And then of course, if you guys have any parts or service questions, if you're local, make sure you come by or give ANS a call. But they also do shipping all over the United States. They're one of the biggest Climb dealers, so make sure, if you want Climb, which we're still talking, and we're going to try to figure out Kalimoto TV and some Climb gear. We're definitely going to be buying some new gear soon, so I think Climb will be it. But we're going to head over to the bike night and we'll pick this up. But the service is done. Cost on the service. So I did change the tires. Cost of the service was $254, but that is because I included my own oil, and then $100 for them to pull the wheels off the bike and mount them off the bike. I did provide the tires, I did provide the oil, so service cost is $305 was basically the service cost for the first service. Now obviously, like I said, we did the tires. If I would have not provided the oil and not done the tires, we would have probably been about the same cost, about $300, so it kind of offset. But I'm super excited. So stick around. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have S1000, 2020 S1000 content coming out every other day right now. We're trying to get as much of your guys' questions answered. So if you guys have some questions about the 2020 BMW, hit me up with a comment down below and we'll try to get them answered. Some of the comments we've already kind of been on. We've already really tried to address some of the things that people have asked about. So make sure you comment below, but also go back and watch the previous videos, because sometimes a lot of people are asking us about the gauge cluster. We've already done a gauge cluster review. So if you're interested in that TFT display, which is amazing TFT display, if you're interested more about to learn the TFT and how the S1000 TFT works, make sure you look at that video. We'll link that in the comment below, or it will be in the S1000, the 2020 S1000 playlist. So let's get this bike out of service, into the van, over to bike night, and we'll pick this up there. What's up, everyone? So we have made it out to the bike night tonight, and tonight is a prime example of the dying of the sport bikes. I talk about it in some of my videos, and it's very sad to my heart, because we were watching this sport die, and it really makes me sad. This sport bike night in Sacramento has been going on for 25 years. And let me get away from this music. And so they've been doing this for 25 years, and this is their last year. They're no longer going to do it. And you can see by the turnout, I mean, this is the most sport bikes I've seen, you know, in the last couple weeks. But flip it around, take a look at some of the people that have come out. So for some of the old school people, they remember my all-stair bike. That's unfortunately been a little bit more wrecked. Got a couple old school. Oh, and then we got a Cali Track Day rider over there. That's kind of nice. So they've been doing this for so 25 years this guy's been doing it, and this is the last year, and it's sad to see this sport dying the way it's dying, but you know, we just got to keep moving forward. We have to keep trying to keep this sport alive. I'll continue to ride sport bikes. I love it. I've been riding sport bikes for 27 years. So the BMW S1000 is actually inside. You can't see it, but it's inside on display. We've let ANS use it. They've been so great with all of our reviews. If you haven't seen some of our reviews, shoot over to our interviews with Motorcycle folder and take a look at that. But make sure you follow the BMW S1000, the 2020. We've got some more stuff coming. We have so if you've made it this far in the video, I'll give you guys some stuff. We have exhaust is coming. It will be here tomorrow. We have a full Akrapovic system. I know we've talked about Two Bros, but Two Bros isn't going to have anything for me anytime soon. So Akrapovic is going to be here tomorrow. We're going to have a new windscreen tomorrow. We're going to have a new tail tomorrow. We're going to have a whole bunch of new stuff. We've got some stomp grips coming tomorrow. And then on Friday, we are getting the bike clear broad completely. So stay tuned for that video. And then this weekend, we've got a street ride, so it's going to be a blast. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. And of course, as always, if you want to know anything about the 2020 BMW S1000, shoot a comment down below. Till next video, guys, we'll see you then.